Hello, my name is Stephanie Fink, and I'm a member of Mount Zion Temple. In my work life, I'm the Associate Director for Family Engagement with the Union for Reform Judaism. And in my former work life, I was the Director of Education at Mount Zion Temple. Here at the URJ, we have been working tirelessly to do the hard work of helping to write and gather and curate resources to help our congregations and their congregants prepare for spending Passover in a very different way this year, under stay-at-home ordinances or self-quarantine due to the pandemic. So I'm here this evening, or this morning, as the case may be, to take you on a tour of some of the URJ's resources that you might find useful as you put together your own personal observance or your family's observance for Passover and for the Seder. So you may have received from Rabbi Spilker already a resource that we published a week ago. It was at the URL urj.org/virtual Seder, and that led directly to this page, Digital Content to Enliven this year's virtual Seder. If you don't still have that link, that's fine. It's very easy to locate. And I want to encourage you to navigate to reformjudaism.org, which is our movement's, what we call our outward-facing webpage, and that's for Jews everywhere who might be looking for content relevant to their lives. So if you navigate to reformjudaism.org, you'll see here at the top, there are a series of 6 blocks that cycle through. There's 3 on one page, and then there's 3 on the next page. And if you click on these little 2 dots underneath the center box, you can navigate between the 2. And if you were to go over to Judaism Under Quarantine, that would take you right to this page, COVID-19 Judaism Under Quarantine. Now, if you scroll down that page, you will see right here under Passover Under Quarantine, this article, How to Make Your Virtual Seder Lively, Engaging, and Meaningful. And that will take you to the same content that you just saw at the beginning of my discussion, only here on, right here on reformjudaism.org. There are any number of resources here. Some of them, just feel free to scroll on by. Just pick and choose from what sounds interesting to you in your situation, your own personal interest, or the type of experience, whether individual or with a virtual group, that you might be looking to have. So in addition, there are a number of other pages here on the website that you might find useful. This one in particular, Teaching the 4 Children of Passover with video, activities, and more. This one is useful for people who like to learn through video, who maybe are young or young at heart. And there are a number of hyperlinks in this article that lead you over to animated or live action videos to teach you different kinds of Passover content. And then there's a section at the bottom to extend your learning. Now, the videos that are cited in this particular piece all come from one of our partners called BIMBOM. BIMBOM was an organization that's no longer in operation that produced digital content, videos of all different kinds, some animated, some live action. And all of their content lives on their YouTube channel. So this extends far beyond Passover. But just make a note, youtube.com or YouTube BIMBOM, and you'll land here on their main page. And if you navigate here to their playlists and scroll down, you can find their playlist specifically for Passover. And a few of the videos that were linked in that previous article are here on the Passover playlist, but there are a number of other videos as well, which some of you may find interesting. Now back on the reformjudaism.org webpage, there's another, well, there are 2 places you can go. One is to the COVID-19 resources, which I showed you before. And in addition to the Passover Under Quarantine, there are all these other links here that might be of interest to you about attending a virtual Seder, different ideas for holding Passover Seders this year, if that's of interest, or just some things that you can do at home if you're not feeling up for trying something that's just going to make you sad that you're not doing your regular thing. However you might want to approach it, that's all available here. And in addition, one thing that's not right there on that short list, there is a checklist for hosting a Passover Seder. If you are new to Judaism, if you are typically a guest at someone else's Seder, if this is the first year that you're being required to gather things and consider what you need in order to lead a Seder rather than just be a participant, this checklist would be helpful to you. Again, you're under no obligation to do every and all things that are on any of these pages. But for those of you that are curious and just are wondering what you might be thinking about, this is a useful place to go. And you don't need to know exactly the URL. You can just go to our website, reformedjudaism.org, go to the search box here, and type in checklist or Passover checklist, and this will come up in the search. Finally, one other thing that I should mention, and that is that there will be a webinar on Monday. The webinar on Monday midday, called Practical Tips for How to Run a Digital Seder. And you will be receiving or have already received in this email a link to join that or register for that webinar in case you missed the one on Sunday night or in case you just want to see some other ideas. So I hope that you find some of these resources of value to you, and I wish you and those you love a happy and a healthy and a safe Passover.